husband Brian was called by a fellow former police officer here in Cotacachi to have the opportunity to go down to the coast shortly after the earthquake happened. They were one of the first groups from Quito to go down and distribute goods to some communities. He only spent a few days there, and when he came back, he said, "Jeanette, we've got to go. We've got to do more. There's just too many people there that are not getting reached yet, need food, shelter." And before we knew it, we had raised $4,500. Our original goal was to go buy all food to go down and take it to people on the coast who were basically moved to refugee tent camps or living right on the highway just to try to get food or anything from vehicles passing by. So we took the money that we raised and we went shopping. We decided that we were going to buy food for 250 people. And so with help from some friends, we pre-packaged all the bags. So each bag had, for example, a can of tuna, pasta, toilet paper, toothbrush, soap, bag of rice, sardines, juice. I read an article on Facebook about a doctor in Pedernales, which was a town very near to the epicenter. This doctor said his clinic collapsed and immediately moved his services onto the street, and he was in desperate need of a generator. And we went to our local ferreteria hardware store and bought a generator with some of the money that we raised, and we fit that into the truck as well. The truck was pretty heavy going down, but we had the generator and 250 bags of food for families. So we departed very early in the morning and made it all the way to Pedernales in about 10 hours. And we found the doctor who we had originally brought the generator for. And he was just an amazing man and very, very honest. And he said, "You know what, thank you so much, but I was able to borrow one from my brother in Quito, and please take the generator to somebody else who needs it a little bit more." So we figured, I'm sure we're going to find somebody else who needs it. So we carried on from Pedernales down the coast. So from Pedernales is where we really started to see the families who had migrated to the sides of the highway and or into the tent camps, and pretty much this is where we started to distribute the bags. We would just stop at a location where there was people on the road or on the highway or in a camp and deliver the bags. And, you know, situations like that can get kind of hairy, but we were able to keep it under control and trying to let the people know that it's one bag per family with enough food in it to last a few days. And that went well. We worked our way all the way down south through Hama, Canoa, Bahia, and then we actually terminated the first day in San Clemente, where Brian had stayed the week before and knew there was still a hotel standing. We distributed all 250 meals in between those 2 days. We decided to go back up north to Bahia de Caracas, which the mall appeared to still be standing, and we could reload there. We reloaded another 100 meals and decided to take them up to Canoa, which has some other expats there that we had heard from. We ended up finding a gal by the name of Elizabeth Stark, who is an expat that's lived in Canoa for about 9 years, and she runs the Coco Loco hostel. And thankfully, her hostel was one of the only ones in town that wasn't damaged. So we showed up with food for 100, and she was just overwhelmed. We also asked her if she knew of anyone that needed a generator, and she actually said that she received a water filtration system to take to a nearby community that didn't have any water, but she needed means to run it, and if she could show she had means to run it, then she would be able to get more of these systems. So when we offered her the generator, she just broke down and started crying, and it was amazing. So she headed out with her crew the next day to install that in a small community called Rio Canoa. It's been 2 weeks now, and the food is getting out there. There's Red Cross, there's the UN, there's other food agencies, there's other private people that are doing the same thing as us, and we still had quite a bit of money left. One of the things that the doctor in Pedernales said, we need medicine, specifically anti-diarrhea and anti-vomiting medicine, because people are starting to get sick. So we decided to spend $500 on medicine. So we went to a few pharmacies in a local town, nearby town of San Vicente, and bought anti-diarrhea, anti-vomit medicine and diapers. Elizabeth said one of the projects that they wanted to get on the ground was to start a tool library. So local people from the community could come and check out a tool for the day. These people have no means to get any tools or buy any tools, and we spent $1,500 on tools: wheelbarrows, drills, sledgehammers, saws, grinders, hammers. And then the very last of the money went to repair one of the first houses in Kanoa. There's some houses that just needed a little bit of work, one wall repaired or some plumbing fixed in order to get these families back into the houses. So the last $400 we had raised went to buy bricks and mortar to rebuild one wall in a house behind the hostel in order to allow a family of 6 to move back in. So we've kept in touch with Elizabeth in Kanoa, and they have just built a market out of bamboo with a few stalls in the middle of town, and are right now working on trying to build some sort of animal refugee shelter, because 85% of the population of the town has moved out to tent camps, and they aren't allowing pets out there. So the pets, the dogs, are just roaming the streets, starving and nowhere to sleep. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone, our family and friends, everyone here in Ecuador and Cotacachi, back in the US, who have so graciously offered to help. The outreach has been just incredible, and we're planning another trip back to the coast to work on these last projects that I just talked about in the town of Kanoa. I mean, this is our backyard now, and Ecuadorians are a resilient bunch, and we'll come back. We really will. So thank you very much.